everybody, it's Liz from Zunia Berry Designs and welcome to my channel. I'm really excited to have you here. Today we're going to be taking a look at Keynote and how you can create a custom sticker for yourself in Keynote. Now if you are on an iOS system, and have iPad or a MacBook or an iPhone, you have Keynotes for free and ready to use at your fingertips. A few months back, I think in January, I did a video on how to create color changing stickers in GoodNotes, which was a lot of fun. But not everybody has GoodNotes. I think everybody has Keynotes and it's free. So I want to show you and inspire you how you can create your own custom digital sticker for your planner very quickly. Now for me, we are in April now and I am tracking my reading, but I don't have any goals set for my reading. But I know for May that I've decided that I'm going to read 4 books, 1 each week, and I want to create a sticker to represent that. Maybe have a space where I can write down about the book, give it a couple of stars, 1 to 5 stars, date started, date ended. And I'm doing this because I want to get back into the love of reading. So I needed to create myself a sticker that was custom for me for my planner. And I would like to take you along the journey and show you how to think also outside of the box, so to speak, and use your imagination. If you can imagine it, you can create it. And Keynote has some rich features for you to be able to do a quick sticker or even a slightly more complicated sticker if you would like to. And I'm going to show you some of those as well. So I'm going to open up Keynote. And I have created about 7 different types of stickers to show you today. But if you are new to Keynote, you're going to create your own presentation. You're going to press plus button, choose a theme. And it doesn't matter which presentation you create. And what you want to do is just tap on it and delete the text boxes. So before I show you all of the stickers that I created, I'm going to show you some of the toolbar because that is what you're going to use to create your sticker. You're going to go up to the plus bar at the top and tap on the circle and the square icon. And what it does is it brings up another toolbar that is in blue of all of the shapes that are built into Keynote. And you can use these shapes to create stickers out of, backgrounds out of. It's just a lot of fun. So I'll just kind of scroll through, you can see that there is so many ornaments, work, all the way back to geometry and basics. A simple background is by taking a square, and you can use the pull tab and make it any size that you want to, or any shape that you want to, any rectangle or square shape that you want to. Now, if you want to keep it as a square, you need to tap on the paintbrush, arrange, and constrain those proportions. Now you can increase or decrease the size, but the shape will always remain a square. But I'm going to tap off of that. So let's say we're going to use this as our background. You can now tap on it and it is active, and we're going to press the paintbrush button to style. And here are all of your options of what you can do to that shape right now. Now you can choose a fill color through with any of the presets that are already built in. You can pick a color. You can use the color wheel and the sliders, or you can use the color dropper tool to, you might bring in a color palette that you already have and just use the dropper tool on your color palette to create a background in the colors that you want. And I've already put one in there from my May palette. So from here, you have this lovely little background that you can do whatever you want with. And we're going to go just down the row here. You can put a border on your background, and there are so many different styles of borders that you can use. Even, if you're doing photos, it's fantastic to come in here and create a photo with a border on it already. But I am not going to put a border on mine. You can change the color of your border and how thick it is. So there's a black border on here, and I'm just, you could also type in the points that you want as well. I'm going to toggle that off. You can put a shadow on your background sticker, and that gives it it kind of pops it off the page. It gives it a little bit of a more realistic look. And in Keynote, you have 6 shadow styles. I'm just going to quickly scroll through them so you could see them. They're fun to use, and create with. So I'm just going to choose number 1, a simple shadow on it. Now, if you are the type of person that wants to have a lot of control of your shadows and where you want to place them to make them super realistic, Keynotes is limited. But if you are interested in something like that, I would recommend, if you are on an iPad, to dive into Procreate, because you are going to be able to have a lot more control over your stickers in Procreate. But for the sake of this video, it is fun to come into Keynote and just create like custom stickers really quickly. So let's go back to this. You can also, I'm going to toggle that off, put a reflection on it so you can see that it's reflecting back. I don't typically use that with shapes, but with a title, it's kind of neat to do that once in a while. You can take your shape from being solid all the way to opaque to nothing. And so for the sake of this video, I am going to put the shadow back on, and here is my background. I am going to track 4 books, and I've made this vertical because that's what I would like to put into my planner. I'm going to take another text box, and I'm going to make it sort of the size that I believe. You know, I'll just go on Google the cover of my book and I'll copy it and paste it over this. This is just going to be a template of where I want to put my book. So I'm going to change my fill color to something that's just light gray because it's a template. And really what would be fun is to put a shadow on this, a strong shadow. So when you do put your cover on here, it will look like your book has a little shadow on it. I'm going to copy and paste this. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but my alignments are on. You can see the yellow line, so it's showing me I can put everything in a straight line. So that is the circle with the 3 dots. You're going to scroll down to guides. I have edge guides and spacing guides on to help me. And I can copy and paste. I've already copied that, so I can just paste again, and have my guides tell me when to stop. There we go. And paste it again. So now I have, let's make sure, now I have my 4 books ready to go. Now they are way too big for my sticker, so we're just going to tap on them, select the objects, and select those, press done, toggle over, group them, and now you can resize them to whatever size you want on your background. You can even make them a little wider if you want to. And then I thought that I would, let's put these down a little bit lower because I want to put a little title on there. We're going to go back to your basics and add a text box. And I'm going to put May books. And you know, with text, you can change the size, you can change the color, and you can change the font. So we're going to just keep it, let's see, let's do Handmade Wanderlust thick, and we are going to change the size, and you can type in the size or you can increase it. And I'm going to go to 50. I'm going to change that color to, let's say, a dark blue. And sometimes the pen tool doesn't want to cooperate. May books. And now I want to write, have a line with the starting line, and then when I started the book and when I ended the book. So again, there's a line feature. And you can keep the line whatever color you want, because when you go to the paintbrush, you still have the same options. You can change the style of the line. It could be dashed if you wanted to, fuzzy. I'm just going to keep it as a solid line, black, but I'm going to decrease the width to 1. And I'm going to just copy and paste this. Paste it into place. Let's make this bigger so you can see. And the guides will tell me how to align it. And paste. Now I wanted to have a start date and an end date. So I'm going to paste 2 lines for each book. Now, if you want to paste 4 lines, you can easily just select these 2 objects and copy them. and paste them, and then it is just a little bit easier instead of doing it one by one. So there I have 4 lines. This one, they kind of look a little bit out of alignment. And that's just, you can just go back and change everything up quite easily. There you go. And I can do that for all of these. Now, how do I get this into my planner? So what you don't see is that Keynote doesn't have a drop-down menu that shows you all of the layers that you've created, but you've created a background and 4 rectangles and a bunch of lines and font text. And so all of this is layers that you've added to your sticker. So what you want to do is select all of the objects and press done. And then I just simply split screen it and tap on it and drag it into my planning app, and it's ready to go, my little sticker. All right, so now I'm going to go back to the stickers that I have created to show you that you can think outside of the box when you are in Keynote. And I want to challenge you. I want to challenge your creative side to think outside of the box and see what you can come up with for a sticker that is customized for you. So let's just go down the list of what I've created for my stickers. And we're going to start at the top. So I've created a book list with my 4 books that looks like it's on a ledge. I've played around with the shape. So everything that you see here is a shape. In any of, let's see, the star shape is just down here, the rectangle shape, and here is another shape. And I've just filled them in with colors and put shadows on them, title, lines, and even a rating system. So each individual star, I can quickly go in there and fill it with the color. I'm just going to use this dropper tool so I can fill it with the color that I originally had. It is as easy as that. And so for example, this sticker I'm not going to put into my digital planner at the beginning of May. I think what I'm going to do is bring in the books that I'm going to read and put them on top and write my date started, my date ended as I go. And then I can quickly change out, I'm going to ungroup this whole thing. I can quickly change out the rating system on it without having to come back and forth. And I think that's what I'm going to do if I choose to use this sticker in my planner. Here is another way of doing it with a background using different, these colors are in my color palette for May. This is just a image that I've pulled off of Google of a book that I want to read, and I've just placed it on top of my guide where I want my books to go. It has a bit of a drop shadow. I can change things to make them look really cool in Keynote. And let's go, here is a vertical book list that I've created that I've showed you in the other presentation. And now I'm going to show you a couple more, 4 more that are a little bit outside of the box of, this one is great, but a little bit outside of the box. So this one is absolutely my favorite that I've come up with, and I'm going to show you how I did this. This is a shape that is it is under education, I think. Yes. So there's a whole bunch of different shapes here that you can play with to create stickers with. And I think I chose this one right here. And the default color is always blue. And what I'm going to do is fill it in with one of the colors that I like using my color dropper tool, which will be this color. And why does this look different than that one? Because I have placed a border on it and made it larger. That's a very thick border at 5 points. And I've also placed a shadow on it, something that really stands out. Let's just use that one. And I've placed my stars on the spine, and I can change up whether it's a 5-star book or a 4-star book just by simply clicking on and changing the colors. Now, how did I make it look like it was a book that was opening? This right here is a cover of this book that I pulled off of Google, put a shadow on it, this first shadow, and sized it so that it kind of fit into that space where it looked like the book was opening. On the back page right here is where I'm going to write a few things about it. I'm just going to delete this so I can show you. This is another book cover, and I use the color dropper tool to change the color of this book to the book that was pulled off of Google. And I can change up the stars as I want, and I can write about it as well. So I really love this one. I think I'm going to use this one. I'm going to show you another one that I've created. This is a square. Let's go to the plus sign and back to basic. This is a one that I pulled up that's made it into a rectangle. It is transparent, so the way that you do that, press on your paintbrush tool, and you're going to scroll over and make sure there's no fill in it, so it is completely blank. What I'm going to do is put a border on it though, and of course I showed you there are many different border options. And now we have a transparent box and another shape that is here, right there. Let's see, if I pull this shape over, I'm actually like it, so I'm going to leave it, but I'm going to copy and paste it over. And paste, and make this slightly bigger so that you can see. The speech bubbles are in one of the shapes, and what's nice about these is that you can actually customize them to whatever you want. There is a green pull tab, and you can make them go wherever you want to. It is just so much fun to play with this shape, and speech bubbles are a lot of fun. So I encourage you to play around and create your own custom stickers. And another one, again, this is the book cover that I pulled off of Google. I put a drop shadow on it that kind of makes it look like it's standing up and being reflected. Here is another shape that is in one of the shapes that are in the, I think it's in geometry. I think it's actually this shape, right? And how you make it this way is playing around, but we're going to take the constrained proportions off, and it allows us to play around with the shape. You can put two shapes together. You can, put three shapes together. Like it's so much fun to play around with. And I thought that this looks like it's a reflection, and I have put the opacity to 29, 33, whatever you want. And I'm going to write in here and then put my star rating system at the very bottom. These stars are, of course, in the shape tool right here. And with the stars also, they do have green pull tabs as well. So you can create these stars however you want to create them. All right, you can get a pentagon out of it. There are so many options for you to create with these shapes in Keynote. I'm going to delete that one. And then here is another option. I thought that I saw these shapes in Keynote, and I thought, wouldn't it be fun to make like a phone and put my 4 books and my rating, and then whether it was an audio book or I actually read it. So these are some other options for you that are outside of the box that I hope you enjoy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you all of this as a Keynote presentation linked below. And when you are, I think it'll be linked to Dropbox. So when you hit Dropbox and you've downloaded it, you're going to import it into Keynotes, and it will come up like this. And it will be, these are free for you to play around with and use in your planners if you like what you see. And I hope you enjoy. And if there are any questions, leave me some questions down below, and hopefully I can answer them for you. And for now, this is the end of this video, and we'll hope to see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.